G'day everyone, Hobbit81 here, and welcome to Astroneer. A little game that I've been playing for quite a little bit of time now, actually. You can see some of my older saves here. I'm actually going to load this one up. We are going to be starting a new save today because something very exciting has come to Astroneers. You might not know this about me, but I actually quite like trains and logistics systems in general. Things like rail networks and stuff. When I was a kid, my parents actually made this really cool model train table with a HO scale. HO scale, I think. It's the sort of the one in the middle of the main ones. Anyway, as you now see, trains have come to Astroneers, so I am very excited about that. And I've been watching a few videos and learning quite a bit about making some things look good. And yeah, like this world here, everything is a bit messy. I was trying to do something with flattening out the ground, and I've kind of made that go wrong because these planets are fairly small. So if you try and make things sort of square, you end up with stuff like this. So I'd rather not have that. I tried to make the sorting system, which doesn't really work. The idea kind of is that these things are called auto arms, and I'll grab items and move them along. So if I get a resource like one of these organics and put it on the end here, all the way down the end, the arm will grab it and transfer it down. Yep, incredibly slow. There are much better ways to do this, particularly with the new trains update. So yeah, I mean, I always thought it'd be cool if they added something like conveyor belts. Oh, was that also organic? Or was it empty? It was empty, so it just skipped here, just skipped that arm. So I've done several things wrong here. Yeah, so I'm not really happy about all this, and I thought it'd be fun if we actually did some of this together. Eventually ever get there. Where did it go? Anywho, yeah, so oh look, these guys are really cute. This was added in the previous update. These slugs you can get can be added to your backpack. You feed them things and they do stuff. I can't remember what this one does now. Whoops. Nearest valuable curiosity, and you have to feed them certain seeds. So I thought we could start a new game together, and there's going to be a few conditions, a few different things that I would like to do. That's not the button. Which is the button? That's tether. One of the buttons does emotes. There we go. So a few conditions. One, I want things to look nice. And that can be a little bit hard in this game because you don't sort of have a grid snapping system here. So if you pick something up like this, you can put it pretty much anywhere you like. And two, when you're sort of modifying the train, as I've sort of demonstrated here, things can get a bit wrong. But I've been watching some videos and learning, and I thought it'd be fun to A, start a new game, and B, try and keep things neat and make some interesting things and create a large logistics network with trains. Because another thing you do in this game quite a lot, I do like that, they change the toppers on these things, on these tethers, and at the moment it's gears because of the new rail update. I quite like that. During like the Halloween update, the little pumpkins and stuff, so they do lots of cute little things like that. So I keep getting distracted. This game is so pretty. What you do in this game is you have to often dig down into caves to get resources, and it's always a bit of a pain. If you've got a heap, you've got to run up. I usually take down one of these guys, but before it's open, so it's in a little package like this, which you can hook onto your backpack. That. So when you get down there, I can take out a resource canister, open it up, load it with stuff, and then I have to actually carry it like this all the way back up again. But if we had trains, oh yeah. Alright, so let's get started. Let us exit to the main menu. Yes. And we're going to start a new world. Okay, so let's start a new adventure game. So the pod pops up and off we go. So the planet we start on is called Silver, if memory serves me correct. And we're going to get a little starting area here going. And then I won't bore you with all of the resource collection. You get a bit of an idea here. So let's jump out the pod. And I love the little animations in this. The whole game reminds me so much of Duplo, which is like the younger version of Lego. That I often just refer to it as Space Duplo, basically. I love it. Absolutely beautiful. Now, this game was designed with the idea that, you know, what if kids were doing space exploration, like, you know, with imaginative play. That everything looks kind of, you know, soft and friendly. You will notice that I am literally tethered to this landing pod. What's this thing called again? A shelter. And if I go too far, it becomes disconnected. And if we look at our backpack, the blue bar is slowly draining. I love the sort of interface for a lot of these things. The yellow one is power, which we'll come to later. And we also have, remember the controls, this device here, which we can't do too much with at the moment. I can probably dig a bit of a hole. That's about it at the moment. We can also use it to collect resources. Here we have a resin. I think it looks like macaroni and cheese. So I can do that. But you notice I'm not tethered now, and my oxygen's going down. And I imagine my power would go down a little bit normally. You can see as it gets collected, fills up and goes onto my backpack. I love it. And we have, I think I saw some compound over here. And some oxygen tank fills back up. So yeah, although there's not particularly any sort of hostile creatures in the game, there are some hostile plants, which can cause some problems. And a lot of it's environmental. So, you know, being without oxygen, or the some planets have quite a few hostile plants. Wow, good bit of compound here. It was not even making a full unit yet. Come on, get it. Use the right mouse click to move around, left mouse click to collect. And then, once we have a few more resources, I'm going to show you how the crafting system works. Right, that might do. Probably want a bit more resin, but yeah, actually, let's just grab a little bit more resin. And we've got some shells there. They're part of the snail quest line. A lot of this game is built around following the quest and unlocking stuff. We also have to do research to unlock new blueprints to build stuff. Yep, that'll do. I got an organic there as well, a little green one in my backpack, which I showed you in the other world. I do love that punchwood feeling, starting a brand new game. Right, now let me think. Tab. Yep, this is our sort of our research tree. And you see we need bytes to unlock these things. These ones we've already unlocked. Other things need to unlock with bytes. We'll collect that later on. And if we press, not tab, Q, we can bring up, not the research catalog. But we can make things in our backpack here for a start. So, although we are tethered to our home, the shelter, we can build our own tethers. And then I get placed in my backpack or my tool if I have space on there. And what else can we make? Oxygen filters. I'll make one of those. If I do go beyond the oxygen limit, this will give me a temporary sort of bit of oxygen. What else can we make? A small canister. This one's important. Let's make this one. This one lets us store the soil that we're collecting. I'm going to put you up on there just for no reason other than I can. A small generator, also important. I'm making one of those. And we should better make a small printer, I believe. A beacon we don't need at the moment, and I can't make that one. Small printer, alrighty. This is where things start to get interesting. Let's grab the printer, and I'm actually going to plug it in here. I forgot how to rotate. Is it not mouse? It's C and V. Okay, so pop the printer down. And if we... okay, so it won't fit on there. So all the little bits sort of connect together. Some of them have one, some of them have two. And later on we'll see some more as well. This little guy needs some power. So if I plug this into here, you get just a little bit of power. It produces 1 U per second, or S. So 1 unit of power for every second. This thing takes 1 unit of power per second. So I can run one of these at a time, and that's about it. F to examine. So this thing can print a medium printer. That makes sense. Small one makes a bigger one. Do I have 2 compound? Let's see. Yes. And I do love the 3D printer look that this does. That is so cool. Actually see it using up the resources as it goes. Ta-ta! Now this one, actually, I think it needs a thing to stand on. So we can't actually use it until it's on some sort of platform. That's the next thing we need to make. Let's have a look. A platform A would be a good one to use. That's storage, that's a rover seat, and a small canister. Same thing we made for my backpack before. So let's go for a medium printer, which requires a bit more compound. Where was our little compound stash? Can we scrape out any more? So we've almost got one on the back of the gun there. Might need to go down here. Let's actually put on one of our tethers. Make a bit of a path here. That looks not too bad. And let's press T for tether. Hello? Over there. Why are you not connect? Not too far away? Yes. Alright, I am confused there. That should connect to that. You can see the line there. That is interesting. We might die sooner than I expected here. This is got some sort of bug in it. The new version, and you'd think they'd have the basics working still. Better not move too far away. Okay, that's one. Just need one more compound. I'm gonna risk it. Move down a bit more. Don't want to save. It's not dangerous. Okay, that was two. Pushing my luck now for a third. That'll do. Alright, so now we can go back to our small printer. Hello. Press F. And let's make a platform. I think there's something missing. Hang on, I think I know what it is too. So, pick up the thing we just made. We can rotate it around if we like. I'm going to put it sort of that way. We're going to reorganize things very soon. But, oh, yeah. Open it up first. I love this too. Pop, pop, pop. Plug it in. Put the printer on. There we go. Now this one takes 2 U per second. Now, although we're not generating 2, we can still use it. Look, we can make the large printer from the medium one. But once again, we need more compound. I think you see where this is all going now. We can make a research chamber, EXO request platform, large platforms. I quite like those ones. So we need 3 compound for that. It will still work, like I was saying, but it's just going to work very slowly. Now, I think there's something missing. We don't have the oxygenator. That's what it is. Yes. So we can get quite a lot of things from just doing the quests. Let's see. Yep, so claim this one. We have arrived on silver. And, we get a small printer. So I didn't even need to make that one. But we will be needing more, so it's not a waste. And this one can actually be plugged in around here. So grab the oxygenator. Unpack it. Plop, plop, plop. And now it's connected to the tether. That's why it wasn't working. It wasn't actually producing enough oxygen to do that. We can stretch it as far as we think it might go. There we go. And we'll move you off the platform. We'll come back to you in a minute. And unpack oxygenator, install, and connect the printer. Yep, so I did all those. So we're going to get some we are going to get some tethers and some bytes for research. Excellent. Connect the tether. We did that one as well. We got a small canister and some more bytes. And landfill. Fill a small canister. I've already done that from digging. I didn't show that in my backpack, did I? So you can see that it's full of soil, which is always white in the canister. Let's claim that one as well. Excellent. Next one, gather compound and gather resin. So we've got a few extra things here. Got an extra canister. Why not? Tethers. Very nice. And now we're a little bit better set up. Now, in terms of early game storage, you can make the little storage things, but I find they're quite ineffective in terms of this one, the medium storage, which requires 2 resin. They're handy for some things, but we're going to get some much better ones later on, obviously. We can also just do the messy way, which I really wanted to not do. Sometimes early game needs must. Let's also take these off here. Take that off there. Whoops, hello, please come back. Oh, I can't, obviously. We'll pop tethers here for now. And the reason I wasn't losing oxygen before when I was down there is because it was actually using up these filters. So they are quite good for emergencies. I also thought what we could do is every time I die in the game, which does happen, you can die. You can die from fall damage or running out of oxygen. You would make a little graveyard and sort of memorialize each of our deaths. Now, because I have this soil in my tank, I can also hold down the Alt key. You see the arrow on my cursor going up and down. If I do that, I can actually build a little path this way. If I hold down, I think that's Control, we can also make things flat. And this is the start of making things nice. Whoops. That was not a good example. Let's just make a nice simple bridge for now. Come over here, and we've run out of oxygen. So let's put down a tether. That was a good catch. Did you see that? And we'll pop it here. And now we can mine over here. Right. I'm going to collect a few more resources, and then we'll come back and we'll see what we can do with all the little bits and pieces that we're digging up. Okay, I've gathered a few resources, made a little resource pit, which is traditional for early Astroneer players, and I've gone off in two different directions. I went up that way with some tethers, and I ran that way with some tethers, and I gathered what was around here. We can grab a few extra missions here, which is always good to do. So I gathered up the resources. I get a medium storage, medium platform times 2. Ooh. And the schematics for the oxygenator. Let's grab those. So medium platforms are very handy. We're not going to unpack them at the moment. I'll show you why in a minute. Medium storage. I can unpack that one. Let's show you that one. I actually quite like this. A clever little feature here, which not everyone knows about. Well, at least early players. If you press, oh no, it needs to be on a surface. All right. Well, that one's going to be a surprise for a minute, but we can plop things on there like. Let's put a resin on there, for example. And another mission we can do before I even look back in there is let's make a small generator. Create that because I know that's also required. So that can power me or it can power other things. If I come over here, I've been using this, grab our small generator, put down, it can sit by itself without a platform. Do I already have one? Apparently I already had one. And it's already running, generating power. We can plug this into here, and that's, the start of power production. It takes organic, which you can just, harvest trees and stuff for. Very early game, obviously. So let's claim the printing one. Large platform. I love the large platforms. And small battery and schematics for small battery. Stuff. This one's cool. So it can stand on its own, plug it into things, it can store power, and then obviously output it. You can also plug it into yourself. You see it's slowly charging up there. Zoom in a little bit. I can't. So that's good for power problems. These are one of my favorite platforms actually. Platform B. We'll see why very soon. Now, I'm not unpacking these at the moment because one of the biggest early game missions is... they're all active. Lights in the distance. Discover a gateway chamber. Locate one of the strange structures emitting a pillar of light. Alright, let's choose that as our active tracked one. Tracked one, yep. Backup battery, fully charged battery, done that now, lovely. So you really do move along quite quickly in the early game, which is really cool. Before we do run off and see what that one's about, which is over there, I wanted to show you the research thing. We've been getting some bites from completing the quests. Now we have things we can print from our backpack, things we can print from a small printer, things we can print from a medium printer, and things we can print from a large printer. I'm not going to go through all of them now, but just for example, what would actually be a handy one to unlock? So I don't have enough bytes for that. Power cells, not so much. Small solar might actually be good. Yeah, let's get a small solar panel, which requires copper, which we haven't got yet, but just hang on just a moment. Boost mod actually quite handy. All the different mods we're going to unlock early on so that we can do some cool stuff with, like with the alignment mod for making things pretty. I'm not going to get it just yet. I might get the boost mod. I need some zinc for that. That makes our drilling tool work faster. So that's something that we can now make if we have the zinc. Now, where do we get zinc from? Well, some resources are available on this planet and some are not. There are actually other planets in this solar system which we're not looking at just yet, but you can actually see them in real time moving around, which I think is really cool. And later on we will be traveling to other planets. Now, why did I go this way? Excellent question, thanks for asking. Compass. Well, it's a little bit hard to read, but there's some things here worth investigating. That's our home base, and that's the current mission objective, which is the lights in the sky, which is this way. When it comes nighttime, you might see it a bit better. But also, I know that on this planet Silver, there are some resources we can find in the hills. There's also some plants. Oh, look, pretty plant. Ow, bit me. That's the hostile, one of the hostile things on this planet and in the game. So we can actually just dig them up to get rid of them. And they drop things. We have a research item that gets us a few bites and some seeds. And sometimes when you plant these, when they grow, I think some of them are less hostile. There's like a mutated version. Otherwise, I'm just making more problems for myself here. They can also be used for research in the research chamber. I know there's a lot, but you know, the game does sort of introduce you to everything. Oh, sparkly. This one I think is copper. Oops, wrong button. It is malachite, which I think when you process it becomes copper. I get the names mixed up sometimes. There is a handy dandy encyclopedia kind of thing here. That's not it. It's one of these. Having a mental blink. This is it's Astropedia. Pretend I didn't ignore what that said. So resources, for example, and there's quite a few. The game's actually quite in depth. Malachite found on silver, and if we go over to the next page, copper is refined from malachite. Beautiful. So if I get enough of that and I cook it, I will get copper, which I can then turn into other things. A few other things on the screen here. This is a research item. Needs a research chamber. We've got little research items which will actually respawn. Those tiny little things there. I'm quite just out of range. And occasionally you'll find some interesting stuff in the world, like this. Obviously someone didn't quite make it. Oof, there's the oxygen tank. But some power cells for some power, which I can steal, and an oxygen tank. So that's something I haven't had to craft, so that's actually really cool. Just find that in the world. Where's my radar? Compass. That way, and you can kind of see some lights there, maybe. Let's head that way. Can I get across easily? Ooh, this solar's a bit tougher actually to dig. I think we should be fine. Now, I have brought tethers with me. I press T on the keyboard, it places one down. If you're watching carefully when you're running, as soon as it sort of runs out, press T again. And throw it downhill. Come back. Ah. Brilliant example. Maybe there? Yes. Alright. Resources for scanning. There we go. So there's a lot to do in the game, really. I think it's quite hard to get bored with it because there is a lot of different things you can do. It can be a bit overwhelming with all of the resources and all the research. Yep, there it is. We can see there like a beacon in the distance. But overall, it's a good fun game to potter around in. It's fairly chill. If you're looking for something not too intense, I do highly recommend the game. Whoa, we're going too far. Let's get us connected back up to some oxygen. The tank will give us a bit of grace, bit of saving grace. Just looking for anything that's dangerous. Ooh, I see a wind turbine there that's intact. Sometimes you'll find some debris and salvage, which later on you can actually turn into scrap for sending off-world. And that is actually really good. We'll have to get that maybe on the way back or later. So where's my oxygen? There, so press T for tether. Right, I think you're starting to get the idea here. Exploration, a little bit fiddly, but I think it's quite fun. Where did that beam of light go? There it is. So let's line it up and let's run. That's one of the most annoying things. But it's also one of my kind of the most interesting parts. Like, you really do have to watch out for oxygen. Lots of really good things here, but I'm just going to go. I'm just going to run for now. I'm going to come back for the good stuff. Like that. Ooh. This looks good. What do we have here? Sometimes you can find some really big debris. That looks like an actual space station, like where we started the game from. Is that something I can salvage? Anything inside? Clear it out. Put down a tether. Tether's not connected. See the tree falling over? There we go. What's inside? Oof, camera problems. Hang on. I see something here. Oh my goodness. That is a pretty good early game item to get. Let's put that in the backpack. Let's make some room. The tether's over here. Solid fuel jump jet. Oh my god. You normally do not get that this early. We have some refined minerals here. Aluminium. We're not even up to that yet. I'm going to grab these just because I'm a greedy little hobbit. And oh my, is that a generator? That is a medium generator. So I showed you the small generator, which runs off of organic stuff. This one runs off carbon, which is made by cooking organic. I'm going to leave it there for now. That is cool. That is a really cool early game find, as is this jetpack. I will show you in a moment once I reorientate myself. You know me, I am not good at navigating. So straight ahead this way. Oh, I pushed wrong buttons. Okay. Tether. Let me show you this jetpack. I can jump and hold down and get a really good boost. This one, you cannot refill. So when it's empty, it's done. But there is one later on that you can put fuel into. Ooh, another good find. We have a medium solar panel and another battery. Excellent. These batteries can also be hooked up to your base. Now, is that my last tether? I think I'm out of tethers. If I could just find a little bit of compound. I don't remember seeing any. What we'll do is we're going to run over to this, what would you call this? Structure over here. And this is actually where we're going to be setting up our base as well. Kind of like in my previous save. I do like to build around these. They are used for quite a lot. Ah, there we go. There's some compound. And some more research points. I've got an oxygen tank, so, you know, I've got a bit of leeway here. Mine up a bit of this. And we completed that quest as well. You can only turn quests in at a landing pad or, only at landing pads, which was back at the start there where we landed. Let's make some tethers. Tethers. Nope. And that's one of the annoying things about this game is having to work with the interfaces like this. That's one of the few things that is a little bit annoying, but I'll take it. What the game gives me, how much joy it brings me. Right, put a tether here and run back towards. Is it this way? Yeah. Back towards the original base, a bit more that way. Hopefully we can find the other tethers before I die. Was it not this way? Let's zoom out now. Fortunately, our tethers do glow. Oh boy. Is this going to be our first death? That is literally how bad I am with directions. We did not come this way because that's a resource we did not have. Uh-oh. Yep. So we came through and we saw that. So did we come from... Oh no. Okay, so because I'm going to die, I'm actually going to run towards the structure. I can't believe... boy. Can I see it anywhere? I cannot. At least be able to find my body again if I do it over here. Oh boy, okay, first death. Excellent. First episode, first death. Was that your plan? Where's goodbye? Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, go out in style. Oh boy. Okay, so when you die, you come back to your shelter. Of course, I meant to show you that. There are other ways you can, you know, set your sort of respawn point. Now I need to craft some tethers and go and see how far I was from actually getting that right. In terms of not dying. Okay, so it looks like I was fairly close. The fact that was sort of obscured by rocks and trees, that's what I'm going to blame. So let's put down a tether here. And another one here. You know what also I realized is I could have probably used my jetpack and flown up. I really did just panic and yeah, and died. I was that close. I love it. That's so me. Like, literally could get lost in a brown paper bag. And that. And there. Now what I plan to do is once I perhaps get some more mods for my, put that on the side, for my mining tool, whatever it's actually called, I think it's called a terraforming tool, we can build a road between here and the starting location. I will need to go there occasionally, but my plan is to make the main base set up. Oops, I missed one then. Oh, I'm out of space, never mind. I am going to make the main base somewhere around here. Now, what is this platform, you might be asking? Well, that we might have to leave for the next episode, I think. But as you saw in the other base, it can look quite pretty. And let's just give us a bit of a... Wow, that's... We'll kind of make a little path up here. I need a bit more practice with the tool, and we need to get a few of the upgrades to make it better. It's mostly just me. But these things look kind of familiar, don't they? Cable plugs. Every menu open that I don't want. So that's, you know, very interesting there. So I think that's been a pretty good first episode. We've learned quite a lot about the game. We've made it to where we're going to be setting up our base, and of course we have died. So it wouldn't be a good first episode if I didn't do something dangerous. In this case, though, the danger is myself. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you do tune in for the next episode. We're going to probably do a little bit of mining between episodes, just so you don't have to endure all the early game mining stuff. If you have this game already, I'd love to know what you think of it. And if you haven't seen the game before, well, same question, you know. How does this game look to you? Is it something that you think you would play? It's a fairly casual game. But as you're seeing, this is still, you know, some challenge to it. So thanks everyone for watching, and remember, until next time, it's not dangerous, didn't do it. See yous.